So I just strung two of them all the way along, kind of like an elevator, escalator, depending on how you set it up. And the key thing is that it's slightly pointing upward, kind of elevated. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's not too bad. I think it works best if you just step into it and then take your finger off the control and just let the game do it. Don't try to force yourself through it. You just basically just step into it and let go. Yeah, that works the best. So now we're going to put that firing portal down, and then I'll shoot some more video to show the effect of that. Okay, I've got a crap load. I might have as many as 40 down. $826 used. 350. Yeah, so we're overpowered. We're literally draining the batteries. I need to use this thing, and we see what happens. Ooh. We're doing some heavy flying. I mean, I was I was shot way up there. Trajectory wise, that's probably the highest, on the trajectory scale, but not as far, minute wise, maybe 10 minutes. But we were shot much higher. That's my freighter up there, in case you're wondering. So trajectory wise, we were shot much higher, but not as far. Whoa, what the heck was that? Yeah, so let's give it another go, and I'm gonna shoot myself again through that. See, just for the heck of it, because it is quite fun, and I've made considerable progress, even though it's not as far as I would like. It's shooting me much higher. But I need to hurry up because I know power's running out. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and shoot us through it again. Whee! I don't know how high I am, but man, that's pretty high. Yeah, that is quite the ride. A little over 10 minutes, so not quite as far, but I would say that's probably more fun than the other one. Why the heck did I land over Yeah, let's give it another go. Give it another go. It's quite the ride. So it makes me wonder that if you got close enough to a planet, or if there was like a planet that was fairly close by, I almost wonder if you might be able to pull it off. Like maybe that would be my next challenge, is to add another base and try to get closer to that planet and just shoot myself over there. The only con is that if you don't go far enough, you get out in space, you may die. Whee! That is pretty epic. Yeah, quite the ride. Well, we're making progress. I'll keep toying with it. See what happens. Okay, so we stretched it out. I moved that far one way down there. It's 100U from this first teleport. I counted how many teleporters. There's 54 teleporters in this front one shooting me out there. So here goes nothing. Let's see if it works. Woo! Holy smokes! Oh my goodness. 20! That's a record! 20 minutes! 20 minutes! Wahoo! Wahoo! Holy smokes, man, that is crazy. Crazy. Man, that is awesome. Whoops. Sorry, I had to. Being that it was right here, we're gonna do that again. That was awesome. I seriously wonder if I could shoot myself over that planet. I really wonder if I could get it good enough to be able to do that. But man, 54 just in that front, 54 teleporters in that front one. That is a lot of teleporters, and it is, man, my power is like draining. Because if those solar panels close up, I mean, there's not going to be enough battery power to last very long. Because I am like right at the limit. Woohoo! Man, that is quite the view. That is awesome. That is awesome. 20 minutes. That is crazy. I think I just invented something, sky surfing. Yeah, No Man's Sky needs to put in parachutes or something, or gliders or something. Yeah, because that is awesome. We got to go do it again. Yeah, don't worry, that's my freighter up there. No worries, there's nothing that can bother us here. Yeah, that is too much fun. Power went out. Well, let's see if we can't fix that problem. That's really probably one of the biggest downsides to this is that it sucks the power like crazy. I mean, you just got 54 teleporters right there, and then not to mention all the ones down there and over there and around here. Yeah. So, but anyway, here we go. Woo! Man, that is awesome. I gotta do it again. That is awesome. And one thing to note is that the trajectory is important too, and it's just slightly elevated. And so I'll show that when I go up there, because that's important, is that you have, when you put in the little boxes, that they're slightly elevated, because that will keep you from being shot into a mountain or so on and so forth if you attempt to do this yourself. Because there is a lot of little just tricks in order to make this work. But if you're tenacious, I go, you can figure it out. It's kind of challenging. It was kind of difficult. Of course, I watched a video on it, and so I'm just putting the things that I saw in the video. I'm not really trying to reinvent the wheel. So essentially, you can see, if you look at the boxes, they're just slightly elevated starting out, and then they gradually over time go up and up and up, because you can see the rail, and they start to protrude more and more and more as it goes on. And then by the time you get over here at the very last spot, it's greatly elevated, and so that basically shoots you up into the sky, and to where you're not going to shoot yourself into a mountain. So, but I do that with that pill. If you watch the previous video, I show how I mount these boxes with the pill, and you just tweak that pill just a tiny little bit upward, and then over time, once you run all the boxes all the way out, it'll be slightly elevated. So that way your trajectory shoots you into the air as opposed to into a mountain. Or, man, that is awesome. And the other thing is, it gives you time to look around, but without worrying about crashing into the ground or going through the ground or getting stuck in the ground, or because you got to realize the stuff doesn't render in until you're practically on top of it. Man, that is awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one.